And I did not at all feel like I deserved grace. And I've grown up in the church my whole life. I didn't know what to pray. I didn't know where to turn in my Bible. I happened to have a small Bible in my car. My mother told me when I was little that there's a proverb for every day. So if you ever kind of don't know where to go, just go to that day of the week in Proverbs. So I turned to Proverbs 3. It was the third day of January. And I got around to Proverbs 3:23. And God said, do not give in to sudden panic. Your sleep will be sweet because I have a hold of you. And I don't know if you've ever been in a crisis in your life. The last thing that seems to be going smoothly when you're there is sleeping peaceful. But He promised me that I would sleep peaceful, that He had me, and that I did not need to give in to the sudden panic of my circumstance. And I wept like I have never wept in my life, because I felt like the God of the universe, He's got a lot going on. But in that moment, He took time in my rain-soaked car to tell me that He had me and that He wasn't going to let me go. And I discovered pretty quickly that's because He loved me so much. That's why He died a very cruel, brutal death for me, that He went to hell Himself and conquered that for me so I wouldn't have to. And then He came back to life so that I could actually have hope. And I wouldn't be being very honest with you if I didn't say that as long as I've been an artist, until just a few years ago, I was the most self-absorbed person you probably could have ever met. And that had a lot to do with my husband walking away. And I didn't know if he would ever come back. But in that car that night, I recommitted my life over to a God, not because I was 8 years old at Vacation Bible School and I was afraid of hell, and not because I was 16 and my youth pastor gave us this speech that made me feel like it was the cool thing to do. But at 37 years old, I fell in love, like romantic love, with a God that would love me despite all the trash I had done and give me a chance to start over. So, I'm not perfect, but I now know a perfect God, and I sleep sweetly. And so I wrote this song. Stumble through this world. All my days are just a blur. My feet wander through the fields, but as always you reveal. When I lie down, I will not be afraid. Your